if you're white, let's say I'm a white little girl, right? And I'm going to the store. If I see myself on the shelves, you know, I'm not ever going to think once, oh my gosh, I wish they had someone that looked like me, because your whole life you've had dolls that look like you. So you can't, I mean, it must be hard for you to vouch for someone to have, or for you to understand that we need diversity in dolls because you've always had dolls that look like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never had to ask for white dolls because I already had them, but I always wanted a doll that looked like me.
Shout out to them people. Mad ethnic right now.
I get it how I live it. I live it how I get it.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Promise. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you're new, go ahead and press that subscribe button. Today I'm going to be reviewing a documentary. Oh my god. A documentary that's on Hulu. It's called Tiny Shoulders, Rethinking Barbie. It actually just came out this year. And I watched it because I watched the trailer when they were like advertising for it on Hulu, and I was like, I guess I'll just watch it, you know. And it was I liked it. My overall review for it is I like it. It's basically what the documentary is about. It's like showing the evolution of Barbie and like basically giving us the insiders on like how Barbie has evolved over the years. Well, when Barbie first came out, it was only two versions of her. It was just two white girls, one with blonde hair and one with brunette hair or whatever, brown hair. So we just got to watch the evolution over time and the difficulties they went through and stuff, and like the impact that Barbie had on society basically. So I really liked the documentary. I mean, I guess being a black female is kind of hard for me not to support an evolution in a doll, because I once was a little girl and I played with dolls and, you know, so and so. So I liked it. But on Hulu, I don't know if you guys know if you're watching this or whatever, but like on Hulu, you can comment underneath, or you can read other people's comments on whatever you just watched. So I never usually really do that, but I was like, I want to see what people thought about the documentary, because, you know, it's kind of like a social issue type thing. Like, they mentioned social issues within the movie, so I thought that would get the pot stirring in the comments. So I was like, this is gonna be some good tea, so let me go check it out. So I went down there to read the comments, and it was just really like there were a lot of negative comments. Like, a lot of people really didn't like the movie, and I wanted to tell you guys what I thought about the movie, and I wanted to reply to some of the responses that were underneath the documentary, because some of them people did respond to them, but they didn't really like unbox it like the way I wish I could have, because I mean, I don't know, like, I didn't want to comment on it because I don't like doing stuff like that, because I don't like having arguments online with people. Like, I don't have time for that, so I didn't comment on it. But I wanted to like say what my thoughts were on it, because like, maybe you want to go watch it. I think you should watch it. So a common trend within the comments was that the whole thing was just dumb. Was that, like, they were saying that their argument was that if you're looking at this doll as a young child and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I don't look like her. Like, basically they were saying it's dumb to base your self-image off of a doll. Like, why are you trying to base yourself off a doll? Like, you know, have some self-respect, think higher of yourself. It's not even that big of a problem, right? That's what people were saying in the comments. And my thought on this, which, I mean, this is just my personal thought, okay? Everything that I'm saying in here is what I think. So I think that if you comment underneath that video and you said that it doesn't matter, like, you don't need to have all these curvy dolls, tall dolls, short dolls, all this type of, you know, different types of dolls. And I think that the only reason you would think that's acceptable is if you're either a white male, or if you're like a white female, but like accepted into the general rules of society. That's the only way I think that you would find this acceptable. Because like, if you're white, let's say I'm a white little girl, right? And I'm going to the store. If I see myself on the shelves, you know, I'm not ever going to think once, oh my gosh, I wish they had someone that looked like me, because your whole life you've had dolls that look like you. So you can't, I mean, it must be hard for you to vouch for someone to have, or for you to understand that we need diversity in dolls because you've always had dolls that look like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never had to ask for white dolls because I already had them, but I always wanted a doll that looked like me. So I really vouch for this movie just for the representation part. One thing they didn't say in the movie that I really think they should have said at least once or twice is that representation is key. Like, throughout the whole movie, they were just trying to like prove that being skinny, white, blonde hair, blue eyes was not the epitome of beauty. That's what they were trying to prove the whole movie. But I think that's where the comments were kind of like confused, because they were saying like, well, you shouldn't be trying to compare yourself to a doll. You shouldn't be trying to look like a doll. But that's not the point, really. Like, at least not in my mind. I think the point is that little girls who aren't skinny, little girls who don't have blonde hair, blue eyes, little girls who don't have white skin, want to see themselves portrayed in a doll. Like, come on now. Like, that's just representation. Like, you want to be able to go to the store and see yourself. Representation is key, basically. And I feel like a lot of people in the comments were not understanding that, and they were just trying to, they were seeing it as Mattel, as like people who were complaining to Mattel, they were seeing it as them being like hating themselves because they don't like a plastic Barbie doll. Like, no one wakes up in the morning wishing they look like a plastic 11.5-inch Barbie doll. Like, nobody wants to look like that, okay? Like, we want to fit the standards of society, but we don't want like a Barbie doll, you know what I'm saying? So representation was what was like a theme within the documentary. So I was writing notes in my notes on my phone as I was watching it, and one thing that I wrote was, one person, this is somebody that commented this, one person that said that Barbie isn't the issue with self-perception for women, but I do believe she plays a role in it for sure. She isn't the whole entire problem, obviously, but she plays a significant role since she is a lead selling product for little girls who obviously grow up to become adults. So they were saying that like little kids don't care, like they don't care what their dolls look like. And I'm saying the only reason you would say that or think that is if you're a white woman. Like, that's just what I think. Honestly, I think that if you already get a doll that looks like you, then you're like, okay, well, why do we need to switch it up? Like, we already got, hey, I'm good over here. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, a lot of the comments were from girls, and there was also another white man who was on there, and I'm just like, why are you even here? Like, he replied to everyone's comments, and it was just so rude. Like, I don't know, like, he just really, his comment, he like truly hated the movie. Like, he didn't like it. He thought it was stupid. And I'm just like, that's because you're a male. Like, you really aren't gonna understand if you're watching. I mean, some guys could watch it and understand, but like, I just think it wasn't really his place to go in there and be like, you feminists, you don't know what you're talking about, when you've never walked in the shoes of a woman, so you can't really get it, you know? That's what I liked about the movie, because it was all about equality and femininity. And yeah, so I just feel like people just kind of took it the wrong way. And they have to, I think before they commented, they should have like took a little perception check first, and they should have thought, well, okay, well, how would someone who is the opposite of me, like, how would someone who doesn't look like me, how would they feel about this? You know, like, rather than going in and just bashing the whole documentary, like, oh my God, like, chill. Another problem I found with Mattel, like, not with the documentary, but with Mattel, the company, if you guys didn't know, Mattel is the name of the company that, you know, produced Barbie. And my problem with it really was that they were trying to make diversity out of nothing. And what I mean by that is that the staff at Mattel is not very diverse. And they were trying to make a very they ended up accomplishing the goal, but I feel like it would have been 10 times easier and probably even 10 times more successful if they did it with a more diverse staff. If you watch the documentary and they have like meetings in the office or whatever, and you look around the table, it's predominantly white women. And it's like, you know, white women, middle class, you know, clean cut, and they're trying to make this this whole broad of diversity, this melting pot of stuff, and it's really hard for them to do that because they can't understand, you know. And they do have, I think they had like one or two guys, and I seen one black girl, one girl who's mixed. So I mean, they had a little bit in there, but you have to have more than that if you're trying to get what you're trying to get. Like, if you're trying to get like this grand outcome, you have to try harder than that. And I think that's their first problem, is they already have accomplished the goal, but I feel like they could go even further with that idea if they brought people in who didn't look like them. So that was my tip to Mattel. If they end up watching this, hey, because hey, hire me. Hey, I'm just kidding. I don't want to work for Barbie, but like, I'm just saying, like, I think that they should look for a broader like amount of people for their staff. We can do it too. Us black women, we can do some stuff. So yeah, I'm just reading through my comments, and like, I'm like going off on the low. I was low-key mad. Yeah, I was like, a lot of the comments are basically like, stop being stupid. It isn't that serious. Why would you want to be a dumb doll? Have some self-respect and let them be. They were fine just how they were. That's what people were saying about the Barbies. And I was like, first off, it's not about wanting to become a doll. I don't want to be a doll. I'm pretty sure a lot of other people weren't saying they stare at Barbie all day. Like I already said, it's about representation. Matter of fact, let's read some of the comments, because I feel like that's how you get the full effect. Because I was like, you guys are a little aggressive. Like, it was a little intense for me. So this is the girl who was commenting on a lot of people's things. She also was touching on, like, being anorexic and stuff like that. But she commented and she said, "This is the dumbest bleep I have ever seen. Why is the shape of a doll even an issue? Never once have I looked at a plastic doll and thought, oh, I need to look like that. As for it being unrealistic, I'm naturally thinner than Barbie to scale, so suck it." Okay. And then the white dude who's commenting underneath everyone's pictures, under everyone's comments, he said, underneath her comment, he said, "I agree 100%. Should little boys be given action figures that don't emulate the bodies of total wimps so that wimpish or butterball boys don't have to feel ashamed or even be interested in maybe trying to get in shape? Yes, children should be given the opportunity to feel confident about themselves. I'm also sure that it's a very good thing to have action figures, both male and female, that reflect a relatively broader spectrum of human physical shapes. But the uber fashion model type should never be excluded, nor should the well-toned and civilian athletic types. To exclude those two should be as bad as to exclude a fattish or curvy type action figure." See, this is what I mean by, like, taking it the wrong way. They never once said that having a skinny white Barbie was bad. They were saying having only a skinny white Barbie is bad. That's what the problem was. And what he's saying is, like, we should have diversity in these dolls and action figures, but we can't knock the ones we originally came with. Like, we can't have G.I. Joe and be like, oh, just kidding, we can't have G.I. Joe because boys can't be this buff. So just kidding, we can't do G.I. Joe. We have to do some people that aren't as buff. But that's not what we're saying. They're saying they need to have diversity. They're not saying that they need to knock people off the charts and put more, the complete opposite of what society thrives for in the market. And I think that they're taking it the wrong way, honestly. Just like a lot of these comments are. Oh, and then this other girl was saying that Barbie is not the problem. Social and pop media like Instagram and our celeb idols like Kylie Jenner, etc. are the problem. I'm not dissing this. I don't think that Barbie is the entire problem of, like, the epitome of beauty in the world. But I do think she plays a major role in it. And I think that's where she missed that. I think that I think that she is a part of the problem, but I don't think she's the whole problem. And I think fixing one part of the problem is better than not fixing the problem at all. This one person said, "I feel like a lot of commenters did not watch this documentary because a lot of what they were saying was addressed. I think they just wanted a reason to be mad, so they made a bunch of assumptions without even watching. I personally thought this was a pretty cool documentary about the history of Barbie and why they have made changes throughout the years and what brought them to the changes that are made today." That is facts. A lot of people in these comments are, like, saying things that was like, did you even watch to the end? Like, did you even see what happened? And it's just kind of like, I feel like a lot of people are just on here just to troll. So there's that. Oh, this one, I really didn't know how to feel about this comment. So I was also watching this at like 5 o'clock in the morning, so I think my brain was dying. But this is I'm pretty sure, if I had to guess, he's probably German or something. Like, he's like basically a white dude, but like, I don't know. He looks like he has something. No, I don't know. But he commented and he said, "African American Barbie? Why must we continue to force that term to apply to black people? Most black people in the world are not American. Watch Black Panther. None of those blacks are American. Great movie, by the way. What about blacks in Toronto? They have a large population there. No one calls them African Canadians. It even sounds absurd. Just call it Black Barbie, so my Nigerian friends feel included. Done." Now, basically in the movie, they were saying that, like, a long time ago, like before inclusion was like the trend, they had a Black Barbie, and they didn't call her Black Barbie. They call her African American Barbie, and they were saying and I mean, being African American, I have to vouch for it. I have to vouch for it. So, but I understand where he's coming from. Like, I can see what he's saying. Like, they should keep it as black because it's general. But during the time, I don't even remember what year it came out in, but the year that the Barbie doll came out, the African American Barbie came out, that was like the thing. Like, it was really like a really black and white fight around the time that these Barbies came out. So having a Barbie come out that was African American and not black was very revolutionary at the time, like at the time being. Like, I'm pretty sure, I mean, I don't know how it works now, how they label dolls now, but I know that then calling them African American was a really big deal. So he can't really apply modern day, like, societal issues to revolutions they were making in the past. So it's kind of like, yeah, they were getting there. If you would have gave them some time, like, that was just one step towards, you know, because at the time, like, it was a thing, like, okay, we're not just black, we're African American, like, you know, like, at the time, like, not to diss Nigerians and not to diss anybody else who has black skin tone, but who's not African American, because I get that. But I think at the time that was the battle they were fighting, so they just went ahead and fought the battle. This girl said, "It's a effing doll. Teach your daughters to have self-respect and not think they need to be a doll. Get over it." She seems a bit upset. Don't you think? I have no words for that one. We're just going to let her be angry. Another girl said, "Anyone this week needs to be institutionalized and medicated for life. It's a doll. If you don't like it, don't purchase one. I love Barbie. I knew as a child and now as an adult that I will never look like her. Now why? Because I'm not an idiot? Whine, whine, whine. Barbie had a bathroom scale that said 120. LOL, LOL, LOL." I don't even know what to say to these people. I just don't understand, like, why would you take the time out of your day, first of all, to make this comment? Like, if it's just a doll, don't purchase it. My response to that is, it's just a video. Why take your energy out to comment this much? Like, like, why get this upset about it? But, okay. I mean, hey. Yeah, another thing that was in the video was that they came out with the Barbie who was, like, a weight loss Barbie or something, and it was, like, she had, like, a little pamphlet that was, like, how to lose weight, and the back of it was, like, don't eat, and then it came with a scale that was set, I don't even think it was 120, I think it was 110, but it was set at a weight, and I mean, I thought that was kind of, like, dang, okay, Barbie, like, I mean, I can see how you can see the other way, like, oh my god, it doesn't matter, like, it's just a doll, but, like, I don't know, to me, it doesn't feel that way. It feels like, if I had a child, like, when you play with dolls, you play with them envisioning them as yourself, or envisioning them as your future self, or as your friends or something, you know? Like, well, at least that's what I did. And I know my sister plays with dolls, and that's kind of what she does too. Like, she puts herself in the situation. Like, a lot of the time she'll be like, I want my hair cut like that when I get older. I want piercings like that when I get older. So, like, it's kind of unconscious, but you, like, put yourself onto this doll in a very, like, imaginative form, but it still subsides in your subconscious. So it's just like, if I had a daughter, I wouldn't buy that doll for my daughter personally. So I think that Mattel made a great move for their company, like, money wise. Let's be honest, everything is driven by money, and they noticed they weren't getting enough money because people were like, I'm not buying those dolls. They don't look like me or my daughter, so I'm not buying them. So I think they were smart in making the move to be like, let's change it so we can get more money. Like, if we're being completely honest, it's probably the first drive as to why they decided to start switching it up, because their ratings were dropping, because Barbie was being seen as, like, we're not going to be Barbie. Like, there was a whole bunch of, like, riots and marches and stuff, not riots, marches, about how we're not going to be Barbie. We're not Barbie. Like, and their whole thing as a company was to want to be Barbie because, you know, she has all these jobs and she can do all these things and still look beautiful at the same time and still have a luxury car, a luxury house. And, you know, like, she was supposed to be, like, what women would want to be. But in society, it kind of got, you know, it got screwed up into something different, which is what happens with a lot of stuff in society. So, I mean, what did they expect? I mean, hey. But I do think that working in that industry is a very hard industry to work in, because it's kind of like, either way, whatever you do, it's going to get knocked. So it's kind of like, you just got to roll with the punches. And I think they did a pretty good job with putting out the brand, because it was actually really hard. I remember the first time I actually seen a curvy Barbie in the stores, and I think it's an improvement. I think that they really did a good job with that, and I really vouch for it. And I love the diversity within it. I think that it's very inclusive, and I wish they had those kind of Barbies when I was younger, because I definitely would have asked for one for sure. And I like the effort. I think that's where I was going, because they even gave one of the dolls to a lady who was, like, plus size. They let her see one of the curvy dolls, and she was like, this is curvy? I mean, I guess, like, I guess this will work. And I mean, yeah, like they did like a little drill on like what people would be saying about this curvy Barbie, and a lot of one of the drills was saying that like, oh, curvy Barbie's a size 6, like rather than being a size 0 or whatever. And I mean, how big do y'all want them to make the dolls? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, they were saying that sometimes, like, they were going to, like, the little thigh gap thing and how thigh gaps are in. And they were saying, like, well, we make the thighs too big on the doll, or if we make certain parts of the doll too big, then you won't be able to play with it like you were able to play with it before. Like, it won't move like it used to move because of, like, how the parts are arranged and stuff. But, yeah, that was just, I think they at least tried, you know? Like, they're putting effort into it. So, and if you don't, you know, the lady said something like, if you don't applaud their effort or if you don't acknowledge their effort, then they'll probably never try again. So yes, I applaud them for trying, and I think that it's an improvement, especially for me. I was a pretty thick little girl, so I mean, hey, I would have been up on there. So, but anyways, you guys, that's it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know if you guys want me to do more movie reviews, because I watch a lot of documentaries. Like, that's what I spend my free time doing, to be honest. I actually just started watching a new one called Why Do I Sound Gay? Or Do I Sound Gay? Yeah, it's called Do I Sound Gay? It's on Hulu too. But I like it. And I like watching documentaries on controversial issues. So, yeah, like, let me know if you guys want me to review a certain documentary. You know, suggest some in the comments, because listen, girl, I'm going to watch them. So, yeah, guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next video.
Shout out to them people. Mad ethnic right now.
I get it how I live it. I live it how I get it. Y'all don't really get it.